Hello friends, I welcome you again to this channel Dr. Vipul with Kapoor. Let's learn. Friends, in this channel we are learning English language and literature. In our previous lectures we discussed some of the important characters as presented by Geoffrey Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales. Geoffrey Chaucer, the father of English poetry, the father of English literature, the great painter of English literature, has presented about 30 characters in the Canterbury Tales. And today I am going to discuss the character, the monk, as presented by Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales. Generally, it is believed that monk means a saint. It is believed that a saint or a monk is one who studies, who remains in the church, who prays to God, and he performs such manual labor. But the monk who is found here in the Canterbury Tales is not such usual monk. Okay? He is nothing like that usual monk. He is different from others. He is, on the other hand, presented as a rebellious character. He ignores the rules, he violates the rules, and he lives his own life in his own manners. He loves liberty, he loves independence. Chaucer shows these characteristics in the way the monk looks, the things he says, and the behavior he presents with the other characters in the poetry. The monk whom we see in the Canterbury Tales, he hunts the hares and rides horses instead of studying, praying, and working at the church. He does not follow the rules of the monastery, which say that the monks should not hunt. The monastery says, the Christian norm says that a true monk must never go for hunting. Okay? But this monk goes for hunting. He violates the norms of Christianity, the Christian codes of conduct. The reality is that the ideal monks should study and perform the manual labor, but this monk ignores all these rules. And that's why Chaucer writes, I quote, "Of pricking and of hunting for the hare was all his lust." What was the main desire? What was monk's lust? Monk's desire was of pricking and of hunting for the hare. For no cost would he spare. He would not even spare a single chance where he gets the opportunity of hunting. And this is very important to note about this character. Let's talk about the kinds of costumes that this monk is wearing. The monk's robe is different from the other monks, other common monks of his society. The monks in those times usually wear plain clothes, right? But this monk has grey fur on the sleeves of his coat and a gold pin here, the gold pin with a love knot at the end of the hood. And this shows that the monk is more interested, is more conscious about his dressing styles. And this indicates that he is not a religious man. Instead, he is much interested in gold pins. Actually, he should have kept himself away from gold, from costly, expensive clothes. But this is not found in this character. He is in good shape. He looks very healthy, unlike other monks, because mostly the common monks of the 14th century England, it is believed that they perform fasts all throughout the day, and because of that they look very thin, they look very pale and weaker. But instead, here this monk is a well fed person. He feeds himself and he has maintained a good body, good stature. You know, another aspect of this character that we must know and understand is that this monk is lustful. The host of the company, these 30 characters, the host of the tabard inn, he says to the monk that if you had the freedom, as you have the power to capulate as much as you desire, a fellow like you would have fathered dozens. That means it is a satire on this character. And through this satire, actually, Chaucer tries to satirize all other monks of his times who are lustful people. He says that if had given a chance, given an opportunity, these monks would be the fathers of 12 babies. And this indicates that monk is very lustful. Since monks are not supposed to think about women, this monk is actually committing a sin. It is through this character of the monk that Chaucer has tried to expose the reality of the church, conditions of the church of his times, because in his times it is believed that church authorities were not completely religious, they were corrupt people. It is through the characters like the monk, the friar, and many such characters, Chaucer has tried to expose these religious or ecclesiastical people of his times. Chaucer has presented such characters in a satirical and in ironical tones. The corruption among the church authority is exposed by Chaucer through such characters. Interest in women, material things, love for money and gold, all these things are exposed by the characters, exposed through the characters of the monk, the friar, and all such characters, right? So here, friends, we come to the end of this discussion on the character of monk. Friends, if you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you very much.